Hi YouTube, Tim Unkert here. In this video, I'm going to talk about improper fractions. Improper fractions are where the numerator, the top part of the fraction, is equal to or greater than the denominator, the bottom part of the fraction. So let's take a look at a few problems here and I'll illustrate this point. So in problem 1, we're considering the following fraction. Is it proper or improper? So I look here at the numerator. The numerator is 3. And I look at the denominator. The denominator, the bottom part of the fraction, is 2. Well, if the top part is equal to or greater than the bottom part, we have an improper fraction. So it is improper. And I think we can illustrate this as well when we shade in the circles that I have below here. So the second part of the problem says, shade in the parts of the circle below to represent the fraction. So for 3 halves, each of these circles is split into halves. I'm going to have to shade in a half here. Then I'm going to have to go ahead and shade in another half. And as soon as we're shading in the whole thing, we know we have an improper fraction, right? Because it's a proper fraction is less than a whole. So we've shaded in a whole circle here. To get 3 halves, we're actually going to have to go and shade in this half as well. So we've got more than a whole. So we're definitely into the improper fraction territory. Okay, let's keep going and look at some of these other problems. So in problem 2, is this fraction improper? So the numerator here is 6. The top part of the fraction is 6. The bottom part of the fraction is also 6, the denominator. So if the numerator is greater than, or in this case, equal to the denominator, we do have an improper fraction. So I'm going to say yes, it's improper. And then to illustrate the point, let's shade in the parts of the rectangle to represent the fraction. So I'm going to just shade in this entire rectangle. So we've shaded in a whole. So it can only be improper if it's less than a whole. We've shaded in an entire whole rectangle, so it's definitely an improper fraction. Okay, take a snapshot of this because we're going to move to problems 3 and 4, which maybe you'll pause the video, work those out, and then see if you get the same answers that I do. Okay, so let's move on down. And let's take a look at problem 3. So problem 3 asks us, is the following an improper fraction? Okay, we have the fraction 3/4. So maybe pause and think about it. Is it an improper fraction? Okay, to determine this, we are going to look at the numerator, the top part of the fraction. That is 3. We're also going to look at the denominator, the bottom part of the fraction. That is 4. In this case, the numerator is less than the denominator, so we actually have a proper fraction. So the answer to this one is no. And I think we can illustrate this by shading in the parts of the circle as well. So we're going to shade in 3 out of these 4 parts of the circle on the left. And you'll notice here we have not shaded in an entire circle. That's another indication that we have a proper fraction, not an improper fraction. Okay, one more to go. Let's take a look at problem 4. So is the following fraction improper? Okay, so we look at the numerator. Numerator is 7. Top part of the fraction is 7. We look at the denominator, the bottom part of the fraction, that's also 7. So if the top part of the fraction is equal to or greater than the bottom part of the fraction, we do have an improper fraction. In this case, the top part equals the bottom part. So yes, this is an improper fraction. Okay. So now we're going to shade in the parts of the rectangle below to represent the fraction. Again, I'm going to have to shade in an entire rectangle. So one hole. So I know that I'm improper. If I'm shading in at least a whole part that represents the fraction, then it is improper. Hopefully this video was helpful to you. If it was, please like and subscribe if you haven't done so already. Also, if you want to support the channel in other ways, I'll leave a link to my Teacher Pay Teachers content in the description. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you in the next one.